Hey you guys, and welcome back to my channel. So today I want to give you a few of my tips for a makeup starter kit. You don't need much. A few things are definitely essential in doing your makeup, so I'm gonna give you my tips and also products that work for me might work for you as well. So I have oily skin, like I always say. I get really oily. I just do, like right here on my forehead, my chin, definitely on my nose. I get really oily, so I use matte products. So I have this L'Oreal Infallible matte lock primer. I got this from Walmart, you guys, so definitely affordable. I always think that when you're starting out, it's best to go with the affordable drugstore products first, so that you can get an idea of how to use certain products, how to do your foundation and all of that, get your base right, do your eyeshadow, and then, you know, move up to the more expensive products. So you want to start off with the primer, and I'm going to put that on my face like so. I mean, you don't have to put it up here like this. You can do it however you want, but that's just what I do. And then rub it in. So I'll put that all over my face, you know, kind of like a moisturizer. But yeah, just put it all over your face, or if you only want to use the matting primer right here and a glowing one on the outside, you can do that as well. Moving on to foundation. Like I always tell you guys, I really love these shaping sticks, and my skin tone shade is the 410 Cocoa, and I'm just gonna put that on the perimeter of my face, on my cheekbone right there, down the side of my nose, and on my forehead. This is like it's not full coverage, but you can make it full coverage if you wanted to. It's just, it gives you the right amount of coverage, just like a light, you know, coverage that makes you look like you have makeup on, but not like you're doing too much, you know. So then I'm gonna go in with the shade 408 Tan, and I'm gonna put that in my highlight areas. And I like to use this as my concealer as well, because it's easy to blend, and they have such a a good shade range that you can use these shaping sticks in so many different ways. And now I'm gonna go in with 409, and I'm gonna put that on my forehead. And down the bridge of my nose. Yes?
I lost my tooth.
Really? Which one? In the back? Oh, my baby losing teeth. Sorry, that was my nephew. So, what was I saying? Oh yeah. So after you put that on your forehead and you know the other areas, because I don't want my forehead to be as bright as my under eye, because that will look crazy to me. I'm also going to cream contour today, and I'm going to take the shade 412 Espresso and go here, a little bit on my forehead, not too much, because you don't want to look muddy. On your chin, under your lip, just because that makes your lips look fuller. And I'm not gonna contour down my nose with cream today. So now let's get into blending all of this out. All right, so now that you have all of your foundation sticks or your shaping sticks on your face, you don't have to use all of the shades that I've used. I just like to do that because it makes my foundation, you know, look more like my skin, because you are brighter in certain areas and you are darker in certain areas. And then it makes it easier for you to go ahead and, you know, apply your powder, apply your bronzer and all of that stuff. So keep in mind, you don't have to do all of this. You could just use 2 shades if you wanted to, or you could literally put your skin tone shade all over your face and then use a concealer to highlight. So now to blend out all of that, I have my e.l.f. buffing brush, and I have 2 of the Sonia Kashuk buffing blender brushes. So this one is more like a dome shape, and these 2 are small, and I use those for my highlight and my contour. We're gonna go in and blend out your foundation, that is your skin tone shade, first with the e.l.f. brush. I need to add a little bit on my top lip because I totally forgot about that. Okay, now we're gonna switch to our Sonia Kashuk buffing blending brush and start blending out your contour shade. You blend upward so that you're not blending down and then your face looks droopy. You want your cheekbones to look snatched. Then I'm gonna go back in with my foundation brush and blend out the rest of those spots, and also go over my contour shade because you want everything to look seamless. Okay, now I'm going to switch to another Sonia Kashuk brush and blend out our highlight shade. So first I'm going to blend out the darker shade that we put down, because it's okay if I put the darker shade under my eye a little bit, but I don't want to again move the lighter shade to the other areas that we highlighted. So I'm going to start with my forehead. And then down the bridge of my nose. My chin. And I'm gonna bring some of the product from my chin onto my top lip. Okay. Go back to the Sonia Kashuk brush that you use for your contour and get right under your lip. Again, that just helps make your lips look fuller. Okay, and now we're gonna go under the eye. And I'm just using tapping motions to blend this out. And so because it's sometimes hard to get into this little area right here, what I like to do is just close my eye and go directly over my eye like this, because it helps me blend into that little inner corner area. And it's okay that you're getting product on your top lid, because you could just use it as your primer for your eyeshadow. Now switch back to your foundation brush and make sure that there's no harsh edges. As you can see the line where the highlight shade stops and it's not blended into your foundation, so that's why you use your foundation brush to blend all of that in. So now I'm going to apply just a little bit of the L'Oreal Infallible concealer in the shade 415 Honey, because you can see a little bit of darkness here right under my eye, and I don't like that. So you want to cover that up with some concealer, and I'm not going to put a lot down. And I'm going to put some right on my cupid's bow, a little dot on my chin, a little dot on my forehead, and a little dot on my chin. And I like to let that dry a little bit before I start to spread it out, because, or like blend it out, because it will get everywhere, and I don't want this concealer to go so far back or to like blow out too much. So you let it sit for a little bit, and we can move on to getting ready to prep our eyebrows. And of course I'm using, let me show you, I'm using the e.l.f. eyelid primer in the shade Sheer, and I just put that on my eyebrows as a primer for those, so that they stick in place and don't smudge and move throughout the day. And I'm just going to blend it out with my finger, and then I'm going to take a spoolie and just put my brows in the direction, like the brow hairs in the direction that I would want them to go. Okay, and now we can start blending out the concealer that we put down. I'm gonna, of course, start with my chin. I always do under my eye last. I don't know why, I just do. Forehead. And then go under your eye. And remember that you do not want to blow this out so much that it goes beyond your eye. You want to focus it under your eye only, really. Again, close your eye so that you can get into that inner corner space. And then switch back to your foundation brush and blend out those edges. All right, now it's time to set everything. To set my under eye, I've been using the matte Maybelline FitMe Matte and Poreless pressed powder in the shade 332 Golden Caramel. And I'm going to use my Real Techniques setting brush, which just looks like this. So if you can find any brush that looks like this, that's fine. But these are also very affordable brushes. You want to pick up some product and then press it into your highlight areas, which is anywhere that you put concealer. And again, you can close your eye so that you can get in this inner corner area. And it's okay to go ahead and set that concealer that's on your eyelid, because it's just going to act as our primer for our eyeshadows. let's set our contour. And you already know I'm using Morphe's Brontour and Showmance. Nothing new here. And I'm using the Morphe M530 brush to first tap that in, again upward. And then using swirling motions, still upward, blend it out. I'm gonna add a little bit of blush, and I'm using the Rimmel London Maxi Blush in Rendezvous. To find your cheekbone and where you want to place your blush, smile, and then tap on your apples of your cheeks. But I like to blend it back into your contour as well. Now switch back to your foundation brush again and blend everything together. And then we're gonna set our face with the Rimmel London Stay Matte Press Powder in Pecan 031. And I'm using the Real Techniques. So for my blush, I use Real Techniques blush brush, and for my the powder to set my entire face, I'm using the Real Techniques powder brush, which is a bigger like dome brush. And you just set everywhere. Now let's finish the eyebrows. Brush them back into place with your spoolie. So I'm going to go in with the NYX Micro Brow Pencil in the shade Espresso. And what I'm going to do with that is just line under my eyes. And on top of my brow, but I start on the top here, and on under the brow I start right at the beginning, but here for the top, because you don't want a boxy brow. And just make sure that the top line connects to the bottom. Now switch to the NYX Eyebrow Pencil in the shade Espresso as well, and just fill in the brow. And again, you do not fill in all the way to the front of your brow, because it is not supposed to look like a box. Now you go back to your spoolie and just blend everything together. Starting at the front of your brow and working your way back. Okay, and that is your face. Now you want to set everything, all the powder and all of that. But I'm going to go over my face really quick again with the powder brush. And then with the foundation brush, just to make sure that everything is in place before I spray my setting spray. The setting spray that we're going to use today is the Morphe setting spray. I have the matte one and then just the original one, and we're going to use the original one today. Break out your trusty dusty fan. Whew, and dry that down. Alright, now take your foundation brush and just press in any excess spray. Okay, so the palette that I'm going to use today is the Jaclyn Hill Morphe palette. It's the Ring the Alarm palette. Ignore the fact that the mirror is broken. I don't even know how that happened, but this is what the palette looks like. These are the shades. So you can get basic eyeshadow brushes from the Dollar Tree, like literally from the Dollar Tree. I got these Wet n Wild ones from the Dollar Tree. I have some brushes from the beauty supply store by Ruby Kisses, Elf, Real Techniques, Wet n Wild, and of course Morphe. Morphe is not expensive really, but it's a little bit more expensive than your Elf, of course the Dollar Tree Wet n Wild brushes, because they literally cost $1. So yeah, I'm going to start with a Wet n Wild brush, and I'm going to go into Rush, which is this shade right here, and I'm going to put that into my crease. It's kind of matching my skin tone, which is good for a transition shade. Let me zoom y'all in so y'all can see what I'm doing. Okay. So I'm just putting the shade Rush into my crease. And I'm using swirling motions to do that because I want to blow it out. I don't want it to be harsh. Now I'm going to, still using my Wet n Wild brush, I'm going to go into the shade Siren, and I'm going to put that right on my outer corner. With the same Wet n Wild brush, just tapping that in. Yeah, I know I can't see without my contacts or glasses on, and since the eye doctor is closed, I don't have no contacts. Alright, so after you press that onto your outer corner, you want to start blending that into your crease. And I'm flicking it into my crease. And I'm going to start blending it out just a bit onto the outer part of my eyelid space, because you don't want that to be blank. And I'm not putting down a lot of pressure. I'm literally barely touching it, just swirling the product into the place that I want it to be. I'm gonna go in with my Elf eyeshadow brush and go into the shade Bomb Ass, which is right here, and put that on my lid, the open lid space here. And I'm not going to go all the way into my inner corner with this shade because we're going to put another color there. And I'm going to just press it onto my lid because I want it to stand out and pop. I'm gonna go in with this Wet n Wild brush. It's really small. It's kind of like this brush, but in a smaller form. Again, get these from the Dollar Tree. And I'm gonna go into this shade here, which is called Lolly, and put that in the inner corner that we left blank. And you blend that into the other shade so that they look seamless. I'm gonna go back to the Wet n Wild blending brush that we used to put down the darker shade on the outer corner and blend that into the middle shade. Go back into your e.l.f. brush for this shade and just press so that it still pops, but it's also blended. And I'm gonna blend that darker shade inward just a little bit more. Now let's do the bottom lid. And I'm gonna use another Wet n Wild brush. This one is like thin. I don't know what it's called, but this is what it looks like. And I'm just gonna take Siren, the darker shade that we use, and put that on the outer corner of our bottom lid. Oh no. All right, when you get fallout, don't mess with it. We'll get it up. Switch back to the brush that we use for our inner corner shade and put that on our bottom lid space as well. Okay, I'm gonna take this, I don't even know what it's called, but it's an e.l.f. brush, and this is what it looks like, and blend everything together. I didn't put any product on the brush. Now to get that shadow that we had fall out, I'm gonna go back into this, put some on my brush, and just go over. Now I'm going to apply some mascara. Like I always tell y'all, I use the mini Too Faced Better Than Sex mascara because it's so easy to get, you know, into those small little spaces of your eye. And after I apply my mascara, I'm gonna go ahead and apply my lashes off camera because it's kind of hard for me to get that in the frame. But I think in my last video, I showed you guys how to put your lashes on. But it's also so many videos online on YouTube about putting falsies on. And I always get those from the beauty supply store too because they're inexpensive and they really have some cute ones. I mean, if you don't want to wear falsies, you don't have to. I could literally just go like this, but I want to put on some falsies, so I'll be right back. Okay, so my lashes are on. They're like really fluffy, nice lashes. So let's go ahead and finish our lips, and then that'll be the finished look. So I'm gonna line my lips with the NYX Espresso Liner. So after you line your lips, you're gonna go in with the Ruby Kisses Brown Sugar lipstick. And I'm gonna go over that lipstick with Morphe's Gloss and Freebird. Alright, so this is the finished look. It was a pretty easy, simple look. I like the way it turned out. I feel like I've done something similar to this look on my channel before, but whatever, this is the kind of looks that I like. And yeah, I think that's really it. You don't need a lot to start out, and you don't need to spend a whole lot of money to start out doing makeup. And what you really need to do and focus on is just practicing. So if you go back and on my channel and look at some of my old videos, you will see that I've came a long way even from then. I think that was like last year that I started this channel. So yeah, if you go back and look, I came a long way, and I still have a long way to go to, you know, learn more and get better at doing makeup. But it's just all about practicing, finding out what works best for you. It is helpful to look at what other people are doing, but it's the only way that you'll learn how to do your makeup is if you do it on yourself and really, really practice. You can look at other people's videos for techniques, but I must stress that you practice yourself. Find out what works for you, find out what products you like, find out whether you like matte products or dewy foundation, whether you want bold eyeshadow or you like soft glam looks or like neutral eyeshadow looks. If you want to wear lashes or if you don't want to wear lashes, you have to find out what works best for you and then practice doing that. So yeah, that's it for this video. I hope it was helpful. I hope that it helps somebody out there. If you have any questions about anything, you can leave them in the comments below. That's all, y'all. I'll see you guys in my next video.